Cushing's Bookshelf, Episode 11, Frankenstein, by Mary Shelley, edited and with a foreword and notes by Leslie S. Klinger. Klinger good. Anyway, indulge me here. I couldn't resist, of course, with this week's book. So I have my little action figure of Boris Karloff as the creature from Son of Frankenstein. Never understood quite where he got his little smock in the intervening years between Bride of Frankenstein and Son of Frankenstein, but that's neither here nor there. We are here to talk about this lovely edition of Mary Shelley's horror classic, romantic fiction classic, 19th century classic, Frankenstein. And you will be surprised perhaps to know that I never have read Frankenstein. I feel like I should have my Horror Writers Association card stolen from me or something, taken away, because I've not yet read this. But I don't know. I've tried once before, and I got about 50 pages into it, and then some other book came by and winked at me, and I was unfaithful to Frankenstein. So now I'm giving it another go. Me and Frankenstein have been to couples therapy, and we are going to give it another go with an attempt at fidelity here. And what a good setup we have for it, because this is really a wonderful addition from what I can tell so far. I've not finished reading the entire thing, but I have just finished reading all of the lengthy, I think 70-some pages of introductory material by Les Klinger, who I know from the Horror Writers Association, and I've met him before because he's been an officer for the Horror Writers Association, so I've just interacted with him in that capacity. But I wasn't aware at just what a great researcher he is. Lots of what I appreciate is the thoroughness and the relative objectivity, and just, the degree which he provides footnotes for how he talks about the story of the creation of the novel. And so I guess I should spare real discussion of this until after I finished. But I do want to bring this to people's attention just because it is, you have a magnificent cover there. I like how we have a nice monster green paper there at the beginning, and lavishly illustrated. And some of the illustrations are just kind of, relatively inconsequential, but other, it's like we have Shelley's gravestone there as one, along with some pop culture stuff. You have Elsa Lanchester there from the beginning scene of Bride of Frankenstein. And I love also some of the stuff that he includes about the early reviews that Frankenstein received. I like this from a review from something called the Quarterly Review, which said, "Our taste and our judgment alike revolt at this kind of writing, and the greater the ability with which it may be executed, the worse it is. It inculcates no lesson of conduct, manners, or morality. It cannot mend and will not even amuse its readers unless their taste have been deplorably vitiated." It's like, what I love is that, people even then wanted books to be didactic. They wanted books to teach us a lesson in a very clear form. And I'm sure that there is one reading of Frankenstein that will allow for that, but I like that it's kind of seen as amoral writing, because what that means is that the focus is more on depicting a texture of life, or a texture of the imagination, or a texture of nightmarishness, more than saying, now, don't do this. Although I'm sure there's a way of reading Frankenstein that has that dimension to it. But yeah. And, so anyway, I will possibly blog about this again. Blog, I guess, is the verb, about this again. But in the meantime, I just wanted to share where I am with things. And here we go. Frankenstein. Until next time, stay all sewn together. Don't fall to pieces. Later, y'all.